What's up, boys? Today we're going to be getting an insane number of turrets, and we're going to be leveraging those to get an insane number of status effects on enemies. So I'd like to get the electric conversion on the gun platform pretty early, as that will unlock potency for that. And then we're also looking to hopefully grab the shock fence and the crack sentinels pretty early, since those have status effects by default. The shock fence can also get the cryo effect added to nearby enemies, which adds a ton of crowd control and some nice utility to the build when I'm already looking to stack potency anyways. And then let's grab a bit of pickup radius here. I think it's going to be pretty hard to get decent overclocks overall on the gun platform, since it has a lot of stable overclocks by default. Nah. The stubby's kind of cool, actually. That would unlock projectile-based upgrades for the gun platform. I'm down to try that. Hopefully we get the other useful status effect-based turrets pretty easily. That'll remove one weapon from the pool and make it slightly easier. Can have damage numbers on for a little while, but it'll probably get silly later on as we get a lot of turrets out. Fire rate, sure, or that one. Yeah, that'll help us apply more status effects. Crit damage, let's go reload, I think. Gold scanner, yup. Some nice reload speed. I guess the flamethrower turrets aren't super necessary now that I'm going heavy on the projectile stuff. More reload. Magnet to save in the bottom right. Has anyone seen that overclock on the stubby where it shoots your own constructs, or is that removed? I've done a couple builds recently where I was looking for that, and I haven't seen it a single time yet. So it might have just been removed and I didn't notice that. Where it would shoot your own constructs and cause an explosion on each one, where it would break the game with like the shredder swarm. But it was fine with the gun platform and other turrets like that. Should still have a bit of nitra. Not sure on gold, there might be a little bit more. Or it might just be the loot bugs. Decent HP. I do like getting a decent amount of survivability on status effects based builds, since it'll sometimes be hard to have enough burst damage to push through the bugs into a certain area. It'll take luck every time. Try and finish off that nitra and then just probably get some good damage on the elites next. Uh, we do have a gold scanner. I'll look for something better, like some nice fire rates. Potency, sure.
Well done. Objective completed. Your pod has arrived. Get there now. It
Nope.
will leave without you.
Seismic repulsor is decent. You can get the slowing effect on that, and it will make hitting something else a little bit easier. Thunderbird's also pretty cool, actually. You can get lightning beams to all of your other constructs. I definitely want the shock fence, but I think I'm down to try the Thunderbird and then go for that and get as much lightning as possible here. Paint job, pretty helpful. Let's get a bit of mining speed in case I don't get any off the turret. Let's go ahead and check the overclock here. These are not great, so I guess we'll take disposable tech. Bit of potency. I'll take fire rate over damage. More fire rates. We have a reload for the turret. Reload for the turret. Paint job. We will have those seek out enemies, some nice reload, electrical. I don't have a whole lot of gold left, but that's kind of nice to have. Another paint job, some pickup. I kind of want fire rate and potency, maybe reload on that. Probably don't really care about piercing on it.
You have your objectives. Get it done, miner.
It's helpful, but it's basically just a support weapon here to unlock projectile stuff for the gun platform and to try and get the sidearm overclock for 25% damage on everything else. So we have 2 levels for the next weapon. Need to get some decent gold before then so we can re-roll big fire rates.
Swarm's heading your way. Load up. Supply pod ready for insertion. The drop point is too rocky, so please clear it out. Think you can kill me? Think again.
Alright, trying for the shock fence, got a few rerolls. The sentinel is very good, but I'm gonna try the full lightning. Nope. Nope, we have one more. Rip, I'll take the repulsor then. And waste a ton of gold for nothing. Ration's pretty nice. Cabulator's very good. It's going to be a bit of a downside currently. We don't really have a lot of overclocks, and I have pretty low mining speed, but I'm gonna try it. It's one of my favorites with the weapon box. We'll take fire rates here. We only have one weapon that can possibly mine for us though, and it only has one overclock left to check that. So we're probably going to end up with pretty low mining speed, especially since I want the electrical conversion over that. Uh-oh. The bounces.
Objective completed.
Let's get a bit more pickup. Still pretty low on that. Double shellback. Let's try and drop some turrets right behind them and get some damage in with a stubby while I can. They're going to be pretty hard to damage with the turrets currently. Just gonna try and get some lucky hits as they come back in. We could use some status damage since we're all about that on this run. Try and get these set up and then try to bait them to spray somewhere close to it. We could probably use a bit of XP. I don't think I've gotten anything there yet. Then maybe we can grab some detonators to help us out a bit. One of them is very low and one of them's hiding. Turret piercing, that'll help us hit them when they're in the middle of the horde quite a bit. Let's get a bit of crit damage so that I can actually kill these guys.
Speed it up, miner. The bugs grow stronger.
Reload speed. Alright, we can hopefully hit the healthy one a bit now.
Threat level keeps increasing. You need to work faster.
Probably gonna have to try and drag him through some of the detonators as they die here. Yeah, we could definitely use some big damage here. Doesn't fit the build, but I might need it just to kill the elites.
The threat level just went up.
Let's reroll that. I guess I'll take a paint job to try and get some more overclocks for that. Big crit chance, we will take that to try and finish this level off. One more shellback and they are pretty ramped up now. It's just so hard to damage them sometimes.
Can't hang around forever, miner. These bugs aren't your friends.
I know, man, the shellbacks are so freaking tanky. Fire rates, drag him into an open area, try to drop some turrets around him.
Your presence, miner. Get the lead out.
Please.
Alert. Threat level increasing.
Can I get some chain lightning to hit him somewhere? Turret reload. One drone, sure. Let's turn damage numbers off to cut the lag a bit and make it easier to see. and then try and head out closer to where the escape pod will spawn. Lifetime needs some of that. There's a lot of heavy rocks around that. Probably gonna have to take some damage here. But we were very close to losing that level, so thankfully we barely made it. Bit more pickup.
Stage completed. Onward to stage 3.
Kind of going more for status damage than crit. We'll take a bit of cheap reload there. Some mining. Paint job. We'll go the fire rate and reload for more debuffing. I guess we'll lock that and take a cheap fire rate there. I'm mainly looking for reloads, fire rate, and then potency if we can find the thing. But I could also use some levels and a bit of power right now. So it's not optimal, but it'll help my success in this run quite a bit, I think. And also, we just might not even get the electrical conversion anyways, in which case it is optimal.
The scavengers lit up their Christmas tree. They got a swarm incoming.
The magnet's not bad. We can also get that out of the pool. Sure. Potency, yup.
Supply pod trapped. Clear out the landing zone and triangulate your position so it can land. We got a launch. Supplies inbound.
Chemist kits. Red sugar could actually give a lot of HP here as well. But I guess we're going for it. Fire rates. That's pretty good for the 2 turrets. And I don't think we have anything better than that for them. There's no lasting or projectile reload or anything.
Big swarm is approaching.
Drones can get it, but it's only for drone weapons. Big pickup.
Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be with you shortly.
Try and get some turrets set up around him for some early damage. Take a bunch of damage from invisible bugs and almost die. Let's grab a bit of reload there, and hopefully I can find some red sugar.
Exemplary work. Achieve the objective in the record time.
Paint job gets an overclock, but I could probably use that for my main weapon here. Okay, we have the choice, mining or electrical. This is way stronger, but this fits the build.
Threat level keeps increasing. You need to work faster.
Damage or potency. Let's try and get that one up to 12. Try and find the sidearm overclock. Okay, the shellback's down. We have a bit of breathing room now.
The bugs aren't appreciating your presence, man. Get roulette out.
Fire rate, XP. Let's go a bit more XP.
Objective completed, miner. Get to the drop pod before it heads back to orbit.
Fire rate for the main weapon. Let's go a bit more mining to help out with the encabulator lifetime.
The drop pod is about to leave. Get your ass moving, miner.
Meet your maker, Drake!
Stage 3 completed. Remember to mine for minerals as you progress deeper.
Some cheap reload, big fire rates, more mining, some pickup, bit of reload, more mining. Definitely take the levels on the turrets, and we got our first potency for it. A little bit of gold left. Get some nice status damage. Actually, I think I will lock that to try and get that up to level 18 as soon as possible, since that's a massive power spike when it's your main weapon with 150% fire rates. We can get an overclock there, or we can get some potency for that. And I think that does fit pretty nicely since we're going status damage and electrical debuffs here.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Sure. There's the sidearm, very nice.
The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
Oh, that does not look good. Well, we can set some of them off a bit early. There we go. It's a lot of roly boys, more status damage.
We can't send in supplies until you clear out the landing zone.
Sometimes it just feels like there's so many bugs you can't even move. And it's just so hard to even get to the artifacts. Damage and potency. Nitro powder. We don't really have anything to go with it. And 6 rerolls, I'm down to look for something more interesting. Nice piercing, so that we can get shots through the entire horde. And apply even more debuffs to them. Fire rates, sure. Can I find some more kite that I can actually reach before the end? I guess we're probably gonna have to run through some stuff there. How am I looking on those stats? Fire rate is 305 and reload is 227, so we'll go there. I don't think I even have time for the Morkite up there now. There was just so many bugs blocking it. Is there any down here? Yes, but I also probably don't have time for that either now. Rip.
Stage 4 is done. Onwards to stage 5 we go.
Grab our double piercing for the turrets, massive fire rates, some cheap reload into an overclock, have that slow nearby enemies. Take some global damage to scale up the dots. Nothing great for gold, and that's all I really have. Bit of HP, I guess.
This is it. Destroy the cocoons and take out the dreadnought. Good luck, miner.
Status damage. You know, now that I think about it, the global cryo damage upgrade doesn't have potency on it either, does it? The fire, acid, and electrical all do. I guess it's just a pure damage thing. And since the cryo debuff doesn't do any damage. I do wish they would add it to plasma though, since a lot of the base plasma weapons can have up to 2 different status effects that can also deal damage on them. So it would be cool to have that for some extra potency on them.
Can't land the supply pod. Impact zone is cluttered. Get it fixed.
We'll take an overclock here and grab an extra drone. I guess it really wants me to take the nitro powder. Alright, the repulsors can keep anything that can be knocked back off me indefinitely now. And the single target on the gun platforms is very high with the massive electrical stacks that can apply. I'll take the global damage, since that also applies to all of my debuffs. We can probably have damage numbers back on for now. I think my damage is decent enough. The issue is when you don't kill enemies that quickly and it just spams the screen and you can't really see anything. But I think my damage is fine for now. More piercing, I will take that to hit more enemies with it.
Think you can kill me? Well, think again. That hit the spot.
Objective completed. Threat eliminated.
Reload. I do want to get that one up to 18 so that we can shoot electrical beams to all of our other constructs.
Before it heads back to orbit. Gather up your spears and get onto that drop pod. It's about to leave. You've proven that one dwarf can do the work of four if we just give you enough guns. Management is
I think I like reload here. Get more of those out for when we do shoot the beams. Fire rates. Paint job's helpful for overclock, some status damage.
I want another go.
Reload, HP pickup. Those are expensive for support weapons.
Try again.
Paint job is pretty helpful though.
If it looks good, it shoots better. Everyone, nothing for me here.
Big electrical. We could lock the fire rates and maybe the mining speed as well to help out with the encabulator.
This is a simple mining mission. Get it done, miner.
I'll never get used to this smell.
Prepare to fight for your life. Big swarm is approaching. Squad hard prepped and ready, miner. We need you to clean up the landing zone. Objective completed. Excellent job. Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be ready shortly.
Yeah, just set a few seismic repulsors out there and then the entire circle is clear for a while. I can use the pop-up, but it's just not that great and I always forget about it. But it is pretty good on bosses. We'll try it. But it really only comes into play on bosses, I feel like. Too hard to stack up otherwise.
Prepare to fight for your life. Big swarm is approaching.
I'm not scared of you.
I guess.
One makes me want to be a better dwarf.
We should easily hit over 100% crit chance with all of the electrical debuff stacks. And one thing that I've said before and will say again, I think when you move with the tripod, it should maybe remove a portion of your stacks instead of all of them, so that you are less penalized if you mess up when you're like sort of stutter stepping to try and keep the stacks going. I just think removing all of these stacks at once is a bit too punishing in a game where it's very hard to stand still.
Satisfied. The drop pod is arriving.
Man, we are really light on nitra here. Guess I'm gonna go try to grab that XP then. I guess I'll get most of it from the company magnet anyways. Just hoping to find a bit more nitra there. Oh, there it is! My prayers have been answered, thank you. So glad I found all this nitra.
That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
Grab our fire rate, double mining, some nice potency. We can maybe get like a blue, but we don't even have enough for a single nitra, so I'm just gonna hold for now.
Get to work. There's aliens to be killed and gold to be mined.
I'm never getting used to this.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We have a swarm incoming.
Let's get them in.
Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be with you shortly. Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
Feel much better now. Think you can kill me? Well, think again.
We take fire rate for more debuffing. I think electric turrets actually scale better than 1-to-1 with fire rate and reload speed. Because you think about it, and 100% fire rate is doubling the number of hits you're doing, which is double damage. But then you're also applying more debuffs, which is improving your crit chance. On top of that. I think that's correct. I'm super tired right now, so I might be forgetting something though. Rations, pretty nice, gold tipped. Don't really want to hold a bunch of gold here. I'm fine with ration. Honestly, every time I get that artifact, it makes the run feel so much smoother. Even if it's not the flashiest or the highest damage, it just feels really nice to have that safety net, I feel like.
Drop pod has arrived. Get there before the time runs out. Excellent job. Is not going to hang around.
Bit more mining. Get our turrets set up near the ramp, and then the seismic repulsors will keep everything off of there, and we can explore a bit.
Time's ticking, miner. Move it.
Oh, I left the company magnet. Oh, pickup radius, we got it. Potency, yup. Pick up, reload, some global. Reload. I guess we'll take that and try and get it a bit closer. Some nice movement.
I want another go.
Reload and potency to finish that. There we go. Electrical beams to all nearby constructs.
This is gonna change everything.
Even more lightning for our lightning.
Already to death. New bug hot.
Big swarm detected. Lock 'em and get ready.
I would still really like to have the weapon box to try and find something cool off of that and scale the turbo encabulator up a bit more. Global damage and reload speed is fantastic for a turret debuffing build,
Detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
and we could still get the fire turrets off of that if I get extremely lucky.
Feel much better now.
Too much crap to send in the supply pod. Clear out the LZ, please. Big swarm detected. Lock 'em and get ready.
Don't really need any of these. Let's see if we can find something more interesting. Ooh, fire rate.
Makes my whole life better.
I think it's a bit late to go heavy into the XP now. We're almost at the end of the 8th stage, so basically 2 left. Ooh, speak of the devil, we got Thunderhead with Piercing. It's not terrible. We do have some decent projectile upgrades, so it will add a fair amount of AoE projectile damage, but mainly for the encabulator.
Exemplary work. You've achieved your objective at a record time.
I guess the name kind of fits the build, Thunderhead, with a lightning build. Let's go reload here. If I had the shock fence instead of the seismic repulsor, then it would have been all lightning related weapons with 5 different weapons.
There before the timer runs out. The drop pod is not going to hang around.
4 lightning and 1 thunder. Fire rates.
That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
Lifetime, reload.
Surely next time will be better.
Electric
The
reload.
upgrade I was looking for. Gonna roll the dice on this one.
We could use that to try and push overclocks. And then that's pretty solid damage-wise, and we're kind of out of resources, so may as well, I guess.
That's work to be done. Up and at 'em, miner.
This is friggin' hell.
electrical damage and potency. How are we looking on that now? We're at 16 piercing and 204% potency, plus the multipliers. Could be better, but it did take me a while to get the electrical conversion. Came at the second overclock, and I delayed that a bit. Piercing, reload. Am I gonna get to 12 on that? If we get a big paint job, maybe?
Bingo!
Energy bars? We are getting close to the end. I lose 146 HP, which is fine. I have a decent amount. And that'll really pump the electrical debuff damage. Need to find a lot of mushrooms pretty quickly, since I don't think the elites will last very long. Probably gonna have to give up some XP as well, but the magnet will give me a decent amount still. Need 4 more.
Satisfied. The drop pod is arriving. Get moving. It won't hang around.
1 more after this. Nothing great. We can grab a level on that to bring it closer to 18. Okay, there it is.
Well done. You got them all. Gather up your
Magnet's behind there, so I'll have to get kind of close to that. There's a better magnet over there, but no time.
That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back.
So paint job to bring that up to 10.
If it looks good, it shoots better.
I have a decent amount of piercing, and we kind of want to get the overclocks for the encabulator.
Legendary. It's nothing for me here. Let's try again.
Big reload, sure.
This works. Surely next time will be better.
Nothing great. That's kind of cheap, but not very useful.
Gonna roll the dice on this one. What else we got?
Potency to finish that off, I guess.
Just the upgrade I was looking for.
200% fire rate, so we can apply even more debuffs with it.
This is gonna change everything.
35 gold, not really enough for anything, so we'll take some fire rates.
The dreadnought will emerge when you destroy the small cocoons. And watch out for elites. Keep your cool. You will make it out just fine.
On, let them go. Super eliminated.
So next overclocks would be 2 there and 5 there, which isn't as likely, but maybe with an epic paint job. Status damage. Look at those beautiful chain lightning lasers. Oh yeah, I need to remember the stacking artifacts for when the boss is getting close. Since having that fully stacked up actually is a huge damage increase for turrets. We're actually getting fairly close, so I might want to just do that now. Those are trash. Ooh, multi-tool or gold tips. Every unique tag, we have 5 different weapons. That should be pretty good. We have 263, goes up to 349. And then I think I'm just gonna sit here and build up my turrets because we have to wait for this to hit 15 stacks, and then we need to wait for all of the turrets to get out on top of that. So that's a very long ramping time to get my maximum effectiveness here. More fire rates. Come get some! Try to keep the buff up. He's double charging and trying to cheese me. Yeah, I was trying to keep the buff up there and I almost died for it with a double charge out of nowhere. But I actually did get pretty good use on the boss since we had all of them out beforehand. So we had 40 a second fire rate, 12 lifetime, and 0.54 reload. But the fire rate and reload would go down a bit with that artifact against bosses. Could have used a bit more potency maybe, but we did have an artifact to pump that up a little bit with the chemist kit. Early gold scanner for some extra upgrades, and cabulator, although we were missing 4 overclocks. But I put a lot of extra nitra into that and we never got any nitra scanners to help out with that. Some nice piercing. Up to 16. We had the electrical drones to shoot lightning to all of our other constructs. Let's see, we had 3 different electrical weapons, but this one was kinetic for a while, so I'm not sure I can really accurately do this. We had at least 45 million plus whatever portion of that was kinetic. If you remove that, then that would be the total. It was probably kinetic for like half the run, so maybe we had like 60 to 80 million damage over time. I'm not really sure, but probably somewhere in that range. 6 million stacks applied. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.